When deploying Demandbase Tag with Ensighten Tag Manager, your first step will be to acquire a welcome URL from your Demandbase CSM or Demandbase Implementation Engineer. Once you've acquired a welcome URL for your Demandbase tag, you'll notice that your Demandbase tag exists inside of a white box near the top of the page. For the purpose of this integration, however, you won't actually need to copy or paste this code snippet for your Demandbase tag. Rather, you'll only need to pay attention to a 7-digit string in the URL path itself. In between the accounts and welcome portion of the URL path, this 7-digit string encompasses what we call a Demandbase account UID. We'll use this in Ensighten Tag Manager later. When we move back to Ensighten Dashboard, the first step to deploying Demandbase Tag in Ensighten itself is to click on the Apps portion of the left side navbar. We'll want to search for the Demandbase app itself, and once we've found it, we can then begin configuring the Demandbase tag. The first step to the configuration process is, of course, to name our tag. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'll name it something simple like Demandbase tag. If you have any labels that you'd like to apply to the tag, you're more than welcome to add them here at this moment. What we'll want to pay attention to, though, is the account UID that I referenced earlier. This is the same 7-letter string that we mentioned earlier in the URL path. We'll paste it into this field and then make sure to select text value in the dropdown. When we've finished step 1, we can then continue on to step 2 of the configuration process. In step 2, you'll want to choose a space in which you'll apply this Demandbase tag. For instance, if you want to test the tag before pushing it to production, you can certainly choose a dev instance if it's available to you in the dropdown. Some of our customers will like to push it to production immediately, so if that's what you would like to do, you can also select the production space as well. Regardless, you'll want to make sure that you choose all pages as your condition and that the timing settings for this tag are set to fire as soon as possible. Once we've finished those steps, we can then move on to step 3, which, as you'll see now, is actually an optional step. In this step, you can choose to monitor your tag with Inform. In this particular instance, I do not have the permissions to create Inform tests, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this step and then save this tag and commit it. Once the tag is finished committing, we'll then want to select it on the page and then click Publish. We'll pick the space that we want to publish it to once again, and then click the Publish button. Once we've finished that, we're all set.